Unique opinions are underrated nowadays. When I was in grade 12, I had to pick a senior quote, and I got to pick multiple, but one of the ones that I picked was the quote that if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And that quote meant a lot to me then and still means a lot to me now, because it's such a big problem that people have nowadays, especially with younger people, where they just people please. They have other people's opinions around them and they just agree with them all the time. They try to make everyone happy, which isn't possible. So if they hear a certain opinion, even if they internally disagree with it, they start agreeing. They start like outwardly agreeing with that opinion. If they see some streamer do something or endorse something, they instantly go along with it as well. If their friend says something's cool or they should act a certain way, they start to do that. They don't have many unique opinions that they actually stand by. And a perfect example of this is like hypothetically, if you were going to get ice cream with a friend. And ice cream isn't like the end all be all situation, but like to make this easy. And let's say you go and get ice cream and you order a certain flavor and say, oh, I really love this flavor. And then your friend says, oh yeah, I love that flavor too. Let's get it. And then you say, actually, no, I hate that flavor. Let's try this one. And you're almost like testing your friend to see like, are they going to change their mind? Or like, was their past opinion really real? And then if your friend says, oh yeah, I hate that flavor too. Let's get this other flavor. You can kind of see, like for ice cream, it's not this high stakes, but for other areas you can see if your friend actually has their own opinions or if they're just going along with you to try to people please, to try to please you. And in some areas, it doesn't matter too much. Like for ice cream, that's not really going to have a massive impact. But for other areas, it's like if we always go along with what other people say and don't stand true to our own opinions that we have deep down, that's not going to lead us to a great place. Like what the quote says, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And there's lots of different pitfalls of having a mindset like that, of just trying to please the people around you. Like a perfect example of this was in high school, the first high school that I went to. Vaping was a massive problem. Tons of kids did it, and it became kind of the popular thing to do, of like breathing in these toxic chemicals, which is pretty rough to think about. But that became the popular thing. And so many kids, like deep down, didn't really want to vape, but that was the cool thing. So then so many kids ended up ignoring their own thoughts and just going along with what was popular, because that's what was shown as the cool thing that would please more people. Or in middle school, I was trying to like be kind to people and was trying to figure out who I was and be with the kids that I thought were the popular kids, which is such a weird thing to think about. But anyways, I never swore when I was younger, and I still never swear at all. Like I've done it once or twice as a mistake, but like it's not in my vocabulary. And when I was that age, I was trying to be with these different kids that made me feel like I was part of the like popular kids group, I guess. I don't know. And they often tried tricking me into swearing, or at least that happened once or twice. And then sometimes I fell into it because I didn't realize what was happening. But I was hanging out with these kids that I probably shouldn't have been hanging out with because I didn't know better and didn't have respect my own opinions really. Because I was trying to hang out with these other kids who were tricking me into doing different things. Or like another one is that like people can fall into these bad relationships because they always just say yes to their partner. Like I know some guys who would be desperate enough for a girl where they would instantly agree with a girl no matter what they said, to try to hopefully get with them. And that's kind of like, I think that's kind of where the term nice guys comes from, because some guys will just instantly agree with a girl, or even if they're a guy friend with like their friends, they instantly agree with a person to try to make that person like them. But the issue is, we can often test and figure out whether someone's like trying to people please or not. Or like deep down, our minds can subconsciously kind of do that, like that ice cream example. And at the end of the day, if there's a person that doesn't stand for anything, it's like, this sounds kind of mean, but like, why should someone be friends with that person? Or if that's you, in some ways, like for everyone, there's some level of this. Why should someone be friends with you if you don't actually share your opinions and you just go along with anything that you hear from someone else? Because if you don't really, like we all have opinions deep down, but if we don't show them, then people will just think you're like anyone else. Because if you're a guy or a girl that always agrees with what your friends say, even if you disagree with it, then there's nothing really unique or special about you. You just go along with whatever happens. And then if they see you with a different type of friend and you agree with something they say that goes against what you think, then suddenly they don't really trust you because you go against your own opinions so often because you don't really show your own opinions. So actually stay true to the opinions that you have, because at the end of the day, we can't please everybody. There's going to be some people that like us for who we are, some people that don't. And that's just how it is. And if you go about people pleasing, at the end of the day, when people realize that you aren't consistent with who you are and what you say, you can fall into all these traps of like bad friends, bad relationships. You can fall into more scams because you just trust people's opinions more. But if you keep doing that, people are going to realize that you aren't consistent with what you actually say. And then as that happens, you can't please everyone. There's going to be some people that don't like you and some people that do. So you may as well actually show your own opinions that you have deep down. You may as well actually show what you really care about, what you really don't, what you would actually defend. Even if everyone else around you is saying no to something, you're going to say yes. Even if everyone else around you is saying yes to something, you're going to say no. Like, you have certain standards that you're going to stick to no matter what. Even if people think you're weird or cringy or not like the rest of everyone else or not popular. Have some things that you're willing to actually, like some people say, like, die on a hill for. Like, some things that you're actually sticking with. And then by doing that, you'll find the friends that are actually going to be the best friends for you. Not random people that you're trying to please that don't even have anything in common with you. You'll find people that are actually the people that you're like meant to be friends with by sharing the true version of yourself. Because why show a fake version of yourself to get friends that don't even feel like they are anything like you? Show the real version of yourself so you can get friends who actually care about you for you. Hope you got something from that, and see you one of these next few days.